Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Tuesday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers are continuing their quest for a championship tomorrow night, taking on none other than the Memphis Grizzlies in game 2 of the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. And as by now we all know what happened. And of course, if you watched last show, we did a great recap, and of course we did a live stream just capping off a great discussion on what transpired during the game. But of course, right now I want to come to you with breaking news. If you haven't already seen this, Morant is said to be a game time decision for tomorrow. I don't know if they're trying to keep the bettors in place in Vegas or the odds or whatever, but me personally, I just feel like Morant is going to be a no-go tomorrow, because I'm thinking the more he can rest that hand, the better. Even if they go down and lose and they down 0-2, but they can give him an additional days off, because you got to think that he was off Monday night, Tuesday night. If he could take off Wednesday night and Thursday night, I think the Lakers don't play again until Saturday as they switch series. So that would give him 5 days of rest to recuperate that hand. So I don't think they'll press the issue and allow him to perhaps injure it more, especially with that being his right hand that was previously already injured. I know they said it was a game time decision, but at the end of the day and at the end of the night, the other night for the game, he said he was in a pain level of 10. He couldn't even undo his socks or whatever he was saying. Let's unbundle his socks or whatever. That's how much pain he was in. I likely don't see that healing up within 2 days in order to be able to grip a basketball, dribble a basketball, nor shoot a basketball. So, unfortunate news. I will not pray for anybody's downfall, especially Morant, considering that I do have love for the Beale Street Bears, that are the Memphis Grizzlies, man. Much love to them. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. A lot of times, the injuries have gone the other way against the Lakers in their favor, because we all know what happened. The Lakers couldn't even defend their championship because of Solomon rolling into LeBron ankle, messing him up for the year. And of course, AD, we know, was injured in that first round against Phoenix. So no excuses. It's just that time of the year where people get injured. I know a lot of people are talking about looking at perhaps changing that rule as far as jumping over in front of a player real quick, even though you establish position. It's just too dangerous of a play, especially with people attacking the rim. I don't know what you would expect defenders to do. Maybe if they go up and challenge for the ball and making a play on the ball, that's different, but that could be just as dangerous. I remember a play not too long ago. It might have been against Chicago, when Chicago was at LA, if I remember correctly. Can't remember the player, but went airborne and the foul looked a lot worse than what it was, and they reviewed it and it wasn't a flagrant. Maybe that wasn't it could have been a Minnesota game or another game I was looking at, but that just is what it is. You're taking a chance in sports. It's a contact sport. Of course, it's not the NFL, but at the end of the day, it's still a contact sport. So that's a topic we could talk about on another show. We're going to have plenty of time to talk in the offseason, especially after the Lakers win this damn championship. And we ain't going to keep talking about that. But if you're smart, I know the odds done changed to minus 300 for the Lakers to win this particular series against the Memphis Grizzlies. When entering it, it was the other way around. So I hope you got your bets in early and often like I did, but still getting them in now to get some of that guaranteed money, barring any injury from Anthony Davis or LeBron James. But, this is the playoffs, so you just never know. I'm going to knock on wood on that. But, there's some other things we need to talk about before we talk about the Lakers matchup with the Grizzlies on tomorrow night. Of course, by now you all know that the Sacramento Kings were victorious on yesterday against the defending champion Golden State Warriors, might I add. And by now we all know Draymond Green, stepped on Sabonis's chest. A lot of people have different opinions about that. I want you guys to put in the comments below, do you think that was super dirty by Draymond, or just regular dirty, or just a reaction because his leg was getting grabbed? Just put in the comments what you think. Myself, my opinion is that, would Draymond Green had stepped on his chest, had they not grabbed his ankle? Had Sabonis not grabbed his ankle? No. So it was retaliation. But I'm not saying that it was right by Draymond. Should Draymond get suspended? I say maybe I would probably lean towards yes. And hold on. The only reason that I say that is because when you stepped on him, after he grabbed your legs, you stepped on him. But then again, you exerted more force as you stepped off to take off. That's dirty. Now, somebody grabbing your leg, that's dirty too. Yeah, like Klay Thompson said after the game, he was about to take off in a full sprint, so I grabbed his leg. And when I grabbed, he could easily fall down and hurt himself too. But I think they kind of got tied up. I still think it was a dirty play by Sabonis. He didn't necessarily have to grab his leg. I think he wasn't going to trip him with said force. I think he was just trying to slow him down a little bit. And I think Draymond said Malik Monk had did that to him prior to in game one. And that's what led to even more frustration. So he's going to do something about it. But my main point is, if you kick somebody in the chest, that could be dangerous. Or on their rib, that could be dangerous. But when you put your full force down onto someone else, you could easily injure their sternum. You could puncture a rib cage, breaking a bone and puncture a lung, perhaps. It's a sport. We take it serious. But we need to realize you don't want to put anybody else's life on the line. Now, we know Draymond Green sprung on, fired on, or served up Jordan Poole during the offseason. So we kind of see what kind of dude he is. He want to kind of bully anybody. But then again, maybe he's just crazy because he kicked Steven Adams in the Noochies. Let's just remember that, because Steven Adams probably could whoop anybody in the NBA. He fight MMA style fights. His brothers and family, even his sister, fight MMA style fighting. And they're all extremely large people. So he knew where to kick him, because if he did anything else where Adams could have retaliated. But when you kick a man right there, you're only going to drop down immediately. Y'all know what the pain of that is. So at the end of the day, he's done that to LeBron. He's done that to Steven Adams. Now he stepped on Sabonis' chest. It might be history here that leads up to that. But of course, the league does not want their golden children, the Golden State Warriors, to go down to anyone 3-0. Of course, they want them to tie the series up and win a couple of games back in Golden State. But either way, it does not matter, because whether it's the Sacramento Kings or the Golden State Warriors, when they face the Lake Show, it's over with. It doesn't matter, because right now we see Sacramento, they don't even have to worry about Golden State attacking the rim, and they're not a good rim protector, but Golden State doesn't even attack the rim, so they can't exploit any of Sacramento's weaknesses. The Lakers probably attack the rim more than any other team in the league, and I think it would be a good series. And I might go Lakers in 6, maybe in 7, but I think Lakers in 6 just because of their ability to attack the rim. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. That is something we'll look at another time, because Golden State may come back and win the next 4. I've seen it happen. I've seen, I think it was OKC, the Durant, Westbrook OKC team, go down to go up on San Antonio, Tim Duncan, San Antonio Spurs 2-0, just for them to come back and win 4 in a row and eliminate them. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Both of the games are very close. It's going to be highly anticipated back at the Oracle Arena. But at the end of the day, if they don't have Draymond for Game 3, that is a wrap, because Draymond provides a lot for them. Rim protection, for one, sets a lot of screens on offense, makes a lot of what they do possible. And we see without Draymond, they're not the same type of team. But anyway, going back to the Lakers in this Grizzlies series, want to give shouts and props out to Jaren Jackson Jr. for winning the Defensive Player of the Year award. Congratulations to him. He is a phenomenal player, phenomenal young man whose game is only getting better. He's really stretching the floor now, able to knock down three-pointers, a very respectable three-point shooter, plays great defense. It's a block party every time Triple J is around the rim. You better make sure that you're using the goal as some kind of protection for you and coming up on the opposite side to shield yourself from him being able to get at that shot, because he is going to get at it. He reminds me a whole lot of Anthony Davis. I think if Anthony Davis could stop being injured, then that's an award that he should and be able to win too. But as of now, I don't think Anthony Davis has ever won DPOY. Correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken, but I don't really recall. So he's always been in the candidacy. But of course, as we know, he stays injured far too much. So let's just hope that doesn't happen throughout this playoff run and we can see the Lakers hang another banner. We got some highly anticipated matchups tonight as well as the Phoenix Suns get their rematch against the Clippers. Man, I told y'all even in the live stream the other night before the game was over, go back and watch the live stream tape from a couple of days ago, the episode where I told you all what was going down with the Clippers and ultimately what happened. So I do expect Phoenix to kind of bounce back tonight if they're going to win. I'm telling you now, that campaign injury, I think, was a big blow to Phoenix just because what he can provide to you off the bench as far as his offensive prowess. He can really get after it and really knock down some open shots and really ride the momentum of the crowd. And missing him, I think that kind of hurts their depth. And, of course, we know Westbrook had that horrible game, 3 out of 18, the worst player that shot in the playoffs since, of course, Russell Westbrook, who had previously shot 3 of 18 in another playoff series. So, it's different paths that these two LA teams might meet in the Western Conference Finals. One got rid of Westbrook and they flourished, that of the Lakers, and another team who added him and could potentially flourish, although I still think Reggie Jackson would still have been a better fit. But even though Westbrook was 3 of 18 the other night, you got to give it up for his defense in key situations. The block from Aiden from behind was an awesome play. Him knocking the ball out of Devin Booker's hands and had the wherewithal to throw it off of Devin Booker was yet again a great play, game-saving play. They could have cut that to 1. It could have been a whole different ball game. But at the end of the day, I want to go back to something that I was touching on the other day. And I'm not sure if you all ever just really sat and thought about it, but everybody said how LeBron James had a bad game and, it just wasn't the best game that he's had, of course, in the playoffs. And a lot of times I always say that LeBron James does have a tendency to start slow in series and have what you call a fill-out game or whatnot. But yes, on Sunday, whatever day the game was, on Sunday, 21 points. I want to point out something that this is very rare that hasn't happened. It only happened twice in the history of basketball. It only happened twice in the history of basketball. And do you know what it is? I'm about to tell you. When LeBron James in the playoffs the other day had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks, and shot 50% in a playoff game, only 2 other players aged 34 or above have been able to ever do that. Ever. And it only happened twice. And can you guess who those 2 players were? One of them was, of course, Michael Jordan. Big surprise there. And the other one was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Michael Jordan did it at age 34. LeBron doing it at 38. Kareem did it at 35. LeBron doing it at age 38. And more so, I want to point out this, that it's about to be over with for tomorrow night. If you smart, put your money on the Lake Show. Like I said, it's going to be very hard for Ja Morant to come back tomorrow. We know Tyus Jones is a very efficient point guard, but we saw late in the game how the Lakers effectively switched Tyus Jones onto Austin Reeves in offensive situations by setting the hard screens and forcing the switch, and Austin Reeves feasted. Of course, Hachimura had a great game. He might not hit 5 threes this time, but the Lakers got other people to step up, namely that of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They only gave you 20, 21, and 22 points respectively. So either one of them could either go off for 35 apiece and give you the additional points that would be lacking if Rui Hachimura doesn't show up. So the game has been sold and not told. But I ain't charging y'all. But one thing I do want to do is thank everybody for tuning in, liking, sharing, and all that good stuff, because your boy reached 5,000 subscribers on yesterday. It is much appreciated. I'm thinking about doing a nice little special just to commemorate that, but also about to come with the fan badges as I increase not only just the viewership of the channel, but increase the live streaming format that I want to continue to do. So with all that said, there's going to be badges, and we're going to have badges for rookies. For y'all rookies out there who talk a lot of junk, who a lot of times don't know what you're talking about, we're going to have one for not rookies. We're going to have one for our G Leaguers. Then we're going to have one for the rookies. Then we're going to have one for the All-Stars. And then we're going to have one for the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to be rolling that out soon. I'm going to give more information about that. Get yourself a badge, get yourself emoji. The super chat is going to be available because I know whenever I do a live stream, a lot of comments come in at the same time and I can't see them all at once and try to answer to everybody. So that's the way we're going to sort all that out. And if you got a smooth brain, I beg you not to get a Hall of Fame badge, please. But anyway, man, appreciate y'all. Much love for y'all. We're gonna have a lot to talk about tomorrow after the Clippers and the Clippers and the Phoenix game, and of course another anticipated matchup, that of the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, as Cleveland looks to bounce back against Julius Randle and the New York Knicks. It's going to be very interesting. But as always, I want to thank you all for joining me. Again, this is your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.